Bitcoin's alive, what you gon' do? Mempool fees are high. Ordinal. Where does it stop? Nobody knows. It's a revolution, ayy. Bitcoin is the one, no substitution, ayy. Wish you seen you go be, it's Ordinal Revolution.
Welcome back to Ordinal Revolution. My name is Shizzy. On this channel, we cover the entire Bitcoin Ordinal ecosystem. What is up, guys? We have an amazing show for you guys today. We have an amazing interview. So big news came out today that Bitperp is doing a full brand to Artura. These guys have been building for a long time, and we've known about this for a little while, but this isn't just your normal rebrand. This is much more than that. These guys are coming out, they're going to come out firing, right? So, their testnet's coming live soon on Botonics, and it's going to be a paper trading competition. Participating in that could do, it could be very, very good for you. 100%, guys. I know I've been talking to these guys for a while, so I just know that, you should be participating in this testnet competition. And then, mainnet launch is set for early this quarter. We're thinking, probably in February. We're really excited for it, and you guys should be too. This is something you're not going to want to miss. You're not going to want to miss this, and you're not going to miss this episode. This is more than alpha. This is knowledge that you're really going to want. So without further ado, let's bring my partner here, as always, Mr. Iago B. What's up, buddy?
What's up, man?
So we've been hearing about this for a while, right? Bitperp is making this this new brand change, but it's a lot more than that, right?
Yeah, it definitely is. And someone with the digital marketing experience that I have, 10 years plus, when you make a brand change, it has to be very for a very specific reason. You have to have a good reason to do it, because when you're doing it, you're making a statement, right? And I think that's exactly what they're doing here. Is that the audience is going to learn more in the show, this episode, but they really want to make a splash once they go to mainnet, and this is going to be a part of it. I love the new rebrand, the logo, the whole kind of energy and culture about it. So excited to really dive in to for them to tell the audience directly, why they did it. What does Artura even mean? Those kind of questions, and dig in there a bit.
100%. Let's get it started. Let's bring them up. Let's bring up Instant. Let's bring up Murion. Guys, welcome back to Ordinal Revolution.
Hey.
Hi, guys.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah. Thanks for joining us.
All right, man, let's kind of get right into it. You guys were Bitperp for a while now, but your testnet is launching, and it's perfect time for, a brand change. Just kind of let us know what is Artura and why you guys are going this route.
Yeah, it's a good question. So, at first we started out as just like a perp dex for Bitcoin assets, ordinals, runes, BRC20. These sorts of different assets in the Bitcoin ecosystem. But really, we're transitioning to become a platform with a much broader narrative and to build a DeFi super app. We want to be here to provide degens who are becoming a larger and larger audience within the Bitcoin ecosystem, a place to trade the hottest asset and narratives that aren't just BTC assets, but really anything. So, meme coins, runes, of course, we're still going to support. BTC assets we're still supporting, but, a lot of like AI agents are even like coming out too. So we want to be able to provide, the Bitcoin ecosystem, the ability to trade all these new assets that are coming out without having to leave, the Bitcoin ecosystem. So that's ultimately like what we're trying to build. We went from Bitperp to Artura. If you're familiar with cars, that's like after like sort of the McLaren Artura, which is, a luxury product offering like speed and efficiency. And that's sort of like the messaging that we're trying to encapsulate with the brand change as well. So that like, we're a luxury product for traders with speed and efficiency. That's going to offer all these solutions to traders in the Bitcoin ecosystem.
Yeah, for me, when I remember we kind of discussed this in our meetings, right, with you guys, and I was a little bit like, ooh, rebranding, that's a big step, but it makes sense when it makes sense. Like there has to be reasoning, and I feel like you guys have a great reason. But for the people that participated in your first paper trading competition under Bitperp, is there going to be any like functionality differences? Shifting over to this new brand, is like the platform changing? What are the differences that they're going to be there?
Yeah, so the rebrand should be a relatively easy and smooth process, especially for the community members, because all that points or rewards that users earned while we were in the Bitperp will carry over into this new brand. and it will offer traders even more options and better experience overall. So they should be fine, and I'm sure they are excited for it.
Yeah, definitely. As long as you guys, which I know y'all are communicating with them and letting them know that, hey, look, this is we're not completely changing. What we're doing is we're trying to give you guys more benefit, more enhancement with the Super DeFi app. And when I hear Super DeFi app, by the way, I think of stuff like Hyperliquid and stuff like that. Is that kind of the image that you guys are going for, but for the Bitcoin ecosystem?
Yeah, so I think but we really want to equate ourselves to like the hyperliquid or drift of the Bitcoin ecosystem. And it's really like you said, we have like our perp trading, leverage trading, for all these different assets, but there's even more that we do plan on building, later on. Maybe some teasers we can give out. But yeah, this is like the new with Bitperp. We were just a perp dex for big BTC assets. Like with Artura, we're something much larger. And if you were already a fan of us before, we're gonna have a lot more in store for all these users.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So, will you guys be doing? I mean, obviously perps, right? But is there any other things you guys will be issuing as well? Being Artura now.
Yeah, so I guess I can touch on this like a little now, but we want to really expand the product in different ways. Potentially like offering more degen solutions or like degen products in the Bitcoin ecosystem. Like one thing that we're kind of exploring later on down the roadmap is potentially doing a prediction market as well. So not only will we be offering leverage trading on all these different assets in BTC, but also we'll have prediction markets and things like that incorporated into Artura.
That's pretty awesome. Actually, I never thought about that of kind of, merging like those two concepts together. One thing that I will say is that learning about all these scaling solutions out there, you have like these prover network scaling solutions like Arch Network, and you have a ton of Bitcoin L2s. By the way, kind of gives me more conviction because if there's, VCs or even investors putting into like now, I think there's probably 30 Bitcoin layer twos, and there's some that we don't know about. It makes sense for you guys to do this kind of rebrand and just kind of expand the offering, if you will, of assets to the Bitcoin ecosystem. You guys are still servicing mainly the Bitcoin ecosystem here, but you're giving more options, it seems like. Do I have that right?
Yeah, exactly. And obviously, like a lot of these L2s have the potential to access like a lot of liquidity from the Bitcoin ecosystem. And so, as a app building on these L2s, like we really want to be able to give users like something to do, with their Bitcoin and things like that. And so yeah, also like I think other additional features we might offer is as well as like offering like BTC as like potential collateral on our perp dex as well. So it's not just going to be like USDT. Offering stable coins, various stable coins on these L2s, like a place as collateral as well. Yeah, so I think there's like a lot more that we're just like building, and we can't talk about like too much, but it's a small taste.
Amen. So right now, like Bitcoin DeFi is still like basically it's a baby, right? It hasn't really done anything much what we're kind of expecting it to do. You guys are gonna be changing that. How do you see like the Bitcoin DeFi? Do you see it maybe competing with Ethereum and Solana maybe later in the cycle?
So Bitcoin is like a mother chain in crypto. So Bitcoin is the number one, and it's gonna be a number one. So we are just bullish on Bitcoin, and there is no competition for it. And Artura is here to become a cornerstone of DeFi on Bitcoin L2s. And we are aiming to create a product that caters to degen needs within that Bitcoin ecosystem, as we embrace this audience to offer them solutions on the mother chain, and that is a Bitcoin. And you all guys know how bullish we are on the Bitcoin, especially this cycle, and with all the political stuff going on.
Yeah. I mean, I agree with you, and I think that there would be some people in the space, the overall crypto space, that would disagree with you because just because, you know, what's hot right now, right? Whether that's Base or Solana. But what you guys get to see and what we get to see is that there's builders behind the scenes really building out this infrastructure, whether it's like Bitcoin layer 1 infrastructure or these, you know, scaling solutions like the prover networks or the Bitcoin L2s. They're all one big ecosystem. They're just separate parts, and you guys get to see that. So while these other people are kind of playing with these, you know, fast chains and things like that, you guys get to see like what's gonna come maybe like a year down the road, right? Is that fair to say?
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
so. Yeah. Yeah, go ahead, Murion.
Bitcoin is here to stay. Like other people are chasing trends and just riding the wave. And like I said, firstly, Bitcoin is here to stay, and we're going for it.
Gotcha.
Yeah, yeah. Additionally, you know, I think like, you know, it's been said before, but I'll say it again that like, you know, I think like sort of Bitcoin DeFi is still in its infancy. You know, like projects like ours and all these other great projects within the ecosystem are all really like building out, you know, the infrastructure to make Bitcoin more accessible to retail users. You know, at least in like, you know, what we're trying to do over at Artura is, you know, offer like these, you know, super fast trading, you know, removing a lot of the pain points from Bitcoin users typically have, which is like, you know, slow transaction times, high fees, just clunky user experience in general. And then I think like, you know, products like ours and like all these other great projects in the space are trying to do is just like make Bitcoin more accessible and easier for mass adoption.
Yeah. And sometimes I think people get too caught up in the, you know, semantics of like little details that don't necessarily matter as much in terms of, oh, well, like most of the Bitcoin L2s right now are EVM, which they are EVM tech stack, but that doesn't mean that they were built to service EVM audiences, right? They're here to really service the Bitcoin ecosystem. And you know, what the other people don't realize is that there's going to be ZK bridges and all these things that are flowing into the Bitcoin L2 ecosystem, whether it's EVM tech stack or stacks or whatever. It's going to be cohesive. I truly believe that. And that's when you tap into that, you know, $3 trillion market cap, $4 trillion market cap eventually, right? And higher. And so is that how you kind of see it as well? Or do you think, you know, I'm viewing it incorrectly?
No, I think that's like a how we view it at the same time. You know, I think there's like going to be a lot more interoperability between like chains and things like that. I know like a lot of people that we're talking to are working on that to make it a lot easier to like move around all these different assets and, you know, a lot of like different bridging solution and et cetera, et cetera. And so, you know, while that's going on, you know, we want to be like really first movers and join the wave of, you know, offering like being the premier, you know, perp dex, DeFi super app, et cetera, on Bitcoin.
Love it.
So January is going to be massive for you guys. You guys have a lot of big things coming. Could you kind of talk about what's happening in the next couple weeks?
Yeah, definitely. So, you know, as I think once this video comes out, we'll have officially done the rebrand from, you know, Bitperp to Artura. We're going to be doing our trading competition that's been highly anticipated by, you know, the users and the community through Botanics and their testnet. It's going to offer a 10K USDT prize plus 50,000 of our native token. And that's going to last for approximately 2 weeks. We've seen, you know, a lot of traction already. It's going to be one of the first ways that you can participate in our ecosystem super early on, right after the rebrand. So think of it almost as like a kickoff event. And then over the next several weeks thereafter, we're going to be preparing for our mainnet launch. And that's where we're really going to have like some awesome incentives for users, especially if you know, are one of the first traders on there. Well, we're going to be giving everyone something special. So.
Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. We've been waiting for that. And I think a lot of people have, you know, we got a taste of that first paper trading competition when Shizzy was just being really reckless with his leverage. I mean, I get it was a paper trading competition, but like you were crazy right off the jump. Like at least act like it's not paper trading.
I made money, bro. I made money.
Yeah, it was funny seeing the stats were like 89x leverage on was the average leverage. It's just like, yeah,
that's funny. Well, Murion, I'm curious because I believe you're kind of in charge with the community as well. How has it been kind of communicating it to the community and them getting excited, you know, about the kind of shift to the rebrand?
Yeah, so the community is really, really fine with it because some freshness wouldn't hurt, especially because the points and rewards are going to be carried over into this new brand. and they're pretty excited, I must say.
Awesome. Awesome. Yeah, and then one other thing, you know, I've been thinking about is, you know, one thing me and Shizzy kind of go back and forth are about narratives, and right now everybody's talking about AI. It's to the point to where like I'm annoyed with it, but you know, we got to kind of adapt, right, to that a little bit, even
Exactly.
over here in the Bitcoin ecosystem. So how is something like AI? How can Artura, I guess, provide that type of product offering, or at least, you know, kind of go towards that?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean,
so we need to align with the trend and offer the community to trade AI agents. It can be AI agent super cycle from the market we are seeing currently. So any new narrative or protocol can be onboarded through our previously described synthetic model. And yeah,
Gotcha.
yeah, if AI agents are obnoxious for you, Yagobe, you can always just short them on our perp decks as
There
well.
you go. Well, I don't know. That's kind of dangerous. But there's going to be so many that I think that like there are a couple that you probably could do well on that. But that's pretty cool that you're going to offer that, and you know, the ability to short them, because right now, you know, no one has that offering. So if you guys are one of the first, I think people will come over to the Bitcoin ecosystem to do that.
Yeah, exactly. We'll be one of the first in the Bitcoin ecosystem that is offering leverage exposure to these assets as well. And then, again, any asset that, from any chain, any new protocol, literally anything, we'll be able to have on our perp decks within 24 hours. So literally just like the hottest trades available all on Bitcoin.
Yeah, man. So, over the last couple months, you guys have been giving away Bitperp VIP passes, right? Could you talk about what they are today and what kind of like what they're going to be? Are they going to be NFTs or what are they going to be exactly?
yeah, so those are rewards for early adopters in our community. So we wanna reward them. So it's going to have a number of benefits, both short and long term. We passes are gonna expect to have early alpha to the project in our alpha group, which is really amazing. And during our airdrop incentive program, users can also expect features such as points multipliers and fee reductions on the platform while trading, shorting, and longing assets. And long-term benefits also, which includes whitelist priority of any future collections we launch, such as NFTs or runes. And it's basically our all access pass to our whole ecosystem.
And are these going to be tradable? Will I like if I don't have one, can I go out and potentially get one?
Potentially.
Okay.
Gotcha. You know, I've traded leverage for, you know, some years here, and so I'm pretty used to how fees work and stuff like that. But could you explain how your fees work in terms of your platform fees? And yeah, maybe go into a little bit of detail about that if you can.
Yeah, so our fees are in line with industry standard. They are calculated on the value of the total position size, so it goes leverage times collateral. It is also worth noting that spread and price impact are only relevant to opening a trade and not closing. So our market order limit fee below goes to BTP stakers. Additionally, the referrer rewards are always taken from the governance fund fees. And while all trades are open, they may pay a borrowing fee, which goes to that USDT vault, which we talked about earlier. And a good note is that all fees are calculated after the position is closed, which is
Yeah.
different from other dexes
Yeah,
and
that is different, because usually when you
yeah,
open a trade, you get an open trade fee, and
yeah,
then when you close it, you get a duplicate close trade fee. So it's like, you know, probably rolling them in together would look best, honestly, because when you look at the transaction history, sometimes when you trade a lot, you hate that. You're just
yeah.
like, dang
Funding
it.
fee also, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Funding fee, open trade fee, and stuff like that. So that's pretty cool. You mentioned something about BTP stakers, right? So is there going to be a change in the token name, or is it staying BTP? Or do you guys have plans for that?
Yeah, I think we'll have more news to come on that.
Gotcha. Okay, cool. But the actual market limit fee goes to people that stake your token, right? Your native token.
Yes.
Awesome. Awesome. So that's one of the aspects of like leverage. I think the community doesn't typically learn about, when you hear about stakers, a lot of times they're just whales that take advantage of that, right? Because they're the ones that want to earn the APR and all that stuff. And they know that that's going to, they know that that's going to be consistent. And so, they earn from that. But I think what's important is for people that are listening to this episode is that you can take part in that. Is that correct?
Yep.
That's awesome.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we have 10 to 30% APR for our native token staked through like vault rewards and staking rewards, et cetera, et cetera.
Gotcha. If I was somebody who not a big trader, right, but I want to earn some points, can I do that by providing liquidity? Is that something you guys are going to offer?
Yeah, so that would go that would be part of our staking rewards, which essentially allows us to ensure that there's capital within the vault in which traders which secures our platform for trading.
Gotcha. Yeah, because I do see like on other like platforms like yours that some people don't trade. They'll have 0 trading points, but they'll have a whole bunch of points. But that's because they're actually providing the liquidity, which is really important.
Yep. Yeah, exactly.
Uh,
And I think that's the biggest thing that I was talking about that retail users don't really take advantage of. And especially when a leverage platform starts out, you can really take advantage of that, and just kind of solidify that because it's consistent from what I've seen at least, on the earning and stuff like that. So that's really, really cool. Is there anything else that you guys are, I guess, excited about for the next, I guess, to finish out this quarter, which we kind of just started? But is there anything else that you guys are excited about that we haven't hit on yet?
I think just like maybe some potential teasers for the future. Obviously, I don't know if there's anything, if any of this is going to happen, sort of this quarter. But in the future, obviously we're going to have our points program launching once we get a mainnet. So that'll be shortly after. It's going to be a great a great program too. We're going to like highly reward people for participating on our platform. And then also like one of the neat things is that there's most likely going to be also incentives on these other L2s that we're launching on as well. So like you could potentially be earning the points programs from these L2s for their token, while additionally earning points for our token as well. I think we're going to be working on potentially a mobile app in the future just for easier trading. And then maybe even launching our own L2 in the future, but that's, who knows, that's way down the line.
A mobile app, wow, yeah, that's definitely something that would be awesome because like let's just say I'm in a trade and I gotta go somewhere, right? I don't. Sometimes it's hard to close that trade, or if you did close it, close early. So a mobile app would be absolutely amazing. Kind of play leverage on the go.
Yeah, I'm more excited about the potential L2 because I mean, if you're building a super DeFi app in the Bitcoin ecosystem, it's kind of the next step, right? Because you have all these different parts of your application and off product offering, like multiple products, right? So product suite, I guess you would say. And so that's something I'm super excited about. If you guys go down that road, I know that that's like down the road, but yeah, I'm curious as to what your guys' thoughts are. Like, where do you see Artura and the Bitcoin DeFi ecosystem maybe in 3 years?
Yeah, so I think like Bitcoin DeFi as a whole is going to be sort of a much larger ecosystem. I kind of talked about this a little bit before, but I think like a lot of these pain points that users currently have with Bitcoin adoption in general are going to be solved within the next few years. Again, like how kind of like slow it can be, kind of like the problems with the user experience just in general is going to be, I think, have like real tenable solutions within the next upcoming years. And I think like Artura is really here to begin providing those solutions to everybody.
Awesome. Is Artura, my last question is Artura excited about this new administration coming in? you know, because that could, you know, make things a lot more bullish for the overall space. But just curious what y'all's thoughts are on that.
Yeah, bullish on Bitcoin, bullish on the administration.
Exactly.
Awesome.
Yeah, man. So basically to kind of wrap things up, Artura is the rebrand, but it's actually just like an umbrella to many different projects. And that's actually a really awesome idea because you guys are a lot more than just a leverage trading platform. I would love to for you to kind of like jump in there and kind of maybe what comes, you know, with that, what responsibilities come with that, and what comes next.
Yeah, I think, you know, for the most part, we just want to really like unlock the sort of like degen underground of Bitcoin. You know, I think it's like it's slowly growing. It used to be just like the digital golds, like let me hold Bitcoin and like, you know, and just buy more Bitcoin and hold more Bitcoin. But you know, with all these like kind of great protocols like runes, ordinals, and all these other like ecosystems that are launching under, you know, the umbrella of Bitcoin, you know, there's like the whole degen underbelly is opening up, and so I think like a lot of people are going like, you know, a super professional route and like catering to, you know, just a lot of, I guess, like institutional investors and things like that. And I think we're here to sort of appease the degens that are forming under Bitcoin. And we're going to be, you know, the main platform, the main DeFi super app that's going to essentially like unlock all this, you know, degen liquidity, if you will.
Yeah, makes a ton of sense. And if you think about it too, like the crypto as a whole, obviously is way more attractive to the younger investor, right? I mean, they don't really even think about stocks or anything like that when you're talking about the, you know, let's say, you know, early 30s and below, right? And with Bitcoin having these new, I guess this new innovation and expansion of its ecosystem, I think that, you know, these developers are going to be younger and younger too, right? And so I think we go away from that pet rock Bitcoin mentality, you know, because like there's gonna be 70-year-olds that hold it on a ledger or whatever, but like there's gonna be more and more younger people that want to come in and degen over here because there's gonna be more products like Artura and, you know, new products that roll out in 2025. So I'm actually really excited for the future of the Bitcoin ecosystem. I know right now we're kind of getting mesmerized a little bit by AI, but hey, if you're over here and you know what's been happening, keep paying attention because I'm telling you, when the rollouts start to happen, it's going to be exciting. And you know, a company like Artura is you know, here early, and they're kind of building their foundation within this place. So super excited about that for you guys.
Thank you. Well said.
Yeah, man. All right, guys, this has been absolutely amazing. I'd love for you guys to maybe give your last words. We'll start with you, Murion.
Yeah, so it was nice chatting with you. Got some nice review from you and nice words. Appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for having us as well. You know, there's a lot still more in store for Artura. I think as the weeks go by, it's going to get crazier and crazier. More things rolling out, more features, better UI, et cetera, et cetera. So I would just say, you know, stay tuned.
Awesome. Love it.
Sounds great, guys. Thank you.
Thank you.
Talk soon.
Yeah, man. So that's the episode. Really excited for these guys, man. You know, being a partner with them was absolutely huge as Bitperp, but as Artura, it's going to be even bigger than that. And I'm going to get the name down, I promise you. But today's day one of it. So, guys, look out for these guys. And you know, they didn't really mention it, but I'm sure that being a part of this community, being a part of the early days in this project, being a part of the testnet could be very lucrative for you and potentially the future. So being in projects like this super early is definitely something you want to do. And I mean, only thing you waste, and especially in the beginning, is your time. And you know, time is money. I do get it, but this is a place where you probably want to put that time.
Exactly. And like I said, you know, the rebrand is typically for a specific reason. They have a great reason here, and I'm excited about it. You know, they are thinking like that super DeFi app like Hyperliquid of the Bitcoin ecosystem. So super excited for them and ready to really play with their protocol. That's my thing. I want to play with it. I want to get, you know, start trading, start degenning, and I want to say this one thing. You know, we get to see behind the scenes with a lot of these projects, guys. And I'll tell you one thing with Artura now, they have their T's crossed and I's dotted in the backseat. I mean, like they have like multiple people on their team that are covering different things. They're, so very well supported. I'll say that. That's important because you got to be able to have longevity to build out your runway or your project, right? You have to have that runway and stuff. So I'm super excited for them. But we hope that you learned something today. I'm going to say that almost every episode if I remember to, and that's because that's our most important thing. So stay tuned for Artura and their updates that they have as they roll out, and their paper trading competition. They're shooting for Monday, which would be the 20th, I believe. I think it's the 20th.
Oh, yeah, it is the 20th.
Yeah,
You're right.
it's the 20th.
Day.
Yep. But we want to thank you guys for hanging out with us during this episode. We appreciate it. It allows us to do what we love to do. And so if you wouldn't mind checking out our partners, we'd greatly appreciate that. Emblem Vault, they are the interoperability tool. You're going to be able to jump your ordinals to Bitcoin Layer 2s like Merlin, Bob, as well as, Base, which is a Ethereum Layer 2, and Abstract as well, and multiple other chains as well. They're just crushing it over there. They have their AI layer and Emblem AI. You're going to be able to, it works with Tensorium and the Bitcoin wallet for you guys to be able to do swaps. A lot of stuff coming from those guys. So make sure you're checking them out at emblem.vision. And then BetBTC is the predictions marketplace for the Bitcoin ecosystem. They utilize ICP and Bitcoin technology for you to be able to place bets on their marketplace. All you need is an Xverse wallet and some Bitcoin in there, and it takes 6 blocks, and you can start placing bets right away. They're going to have their create your own markets feature, which is going to be huge. That's going to be probably where I'm going to be at most of the time on their website, because I want people to play in my markets, because I want to earn 1.5% of the total volume. So you guys can take advantage of that, but you can learn more at betbtc.win. And then Bitperp, well, formerly known as Bitperp, now Artura, by the time you guys watch this, they are going to be the super DeFi app. You heard it from the man's mouth there. Of the Bitcoin ecosystem. They're going to start off with leverage and perps. Their paper trading competition for Botonics is going to be Monday, January 20th. Make sure you participate in that so you can get familiarized with the platform, but mostly to earn points for their future TGE, guys. You want to take advantage of that. That's one of the reasons why you probably watch our show, is because we have the projects over here early before they even have their token out. So you want to take advantage. You can learn more for now at bitperp.io. And then Fluid Tokens, the UTXO wizard devs, the first to offer retail staking vaults on Bitcoin Layer 1. They are building a bridge from Cardano to Bitcoin and Bitcoin to Cardano. You're going to be able to use your Bitcoin wallet to do DeFi stuff on Cardano, and I believe vice versa as well. I mean, they're just building left and right. So they have their Fluid passes. They got, you can stake runes, Ordinal. So if you are Ordinal's collection founder and you want your holders to be able to stake, reach out to Raul. He'll get you set up. You can learn more at fluidtokens.com and click on the Bitcoin side. Merlin Chain, your #1 scaling solution for Bitcoin native L1 assets and protocols. If you are a builder on Bitcoin Layer 1 and you want your protocol to be more flexible, quick, seamless, reach out to Merlin Chain's team. You can apply for a builder's grant, and you can earn a grant and use that to build over there. As long as you're innovative and you're a serious builder, apply for that. You have a chance to get it. And if you are a retail user, you can swap on merlinswap.org, which is similar to Uniswap. You can swap Wrap BTC or Merl to Go to the Moon or other Bitcoin synthetic assets on Merlin Chain. And then don't forget about our integrated partners, Foxy, building the metaverse on Bitcoin called the Bitverse, and their first-person shooter game called Clan Wars. We have a collab with them in Clan Wars, so stay tuned for that. It's coming, guys. Don't worry. I promise we haven't forgot about that. And Ordinal Hive. They actually have a space tomorrow. Make sure you check that out. Well, it's going to be tomorrow, every Thursday at 1 p.m. Eastern. Make sure you're checking that out. And then they are the aggregator Ordinal marketplace on Bitcoin Layer 1 and Layer 2. You're going to find the cheapest Ordinals around at Ordinal Hive. We thank you so much for checking out our partners.
Yep. Great job with that, man. And if you guys have another minute, wouldn't mind checking out ordinalrevolution.com. Here's some of the best articles dating all the way back to last year. If you know someone just entering the space, please send them our website. We really feel like it can help them get started and code up to where we are today. If you guys need a VPN, we have the #1 VPN, that's Nord. Don't be slacking, guys. You guys need a VPN. It's only $2.99. There's no excuse for it. But why do you need a VPN? It's because once you go to these sites, they get your IP address, and that could eventually lead them to your address. You don't want that. As Bitcoiners, so the last thing we want is anyone knowing where we live. We're self-sovereign at the end of the day. And then if you go to Bitcoin 2025 Las Vegas, we have tickets right here. you guys can get them here. But I wouldn't wait till May, right? If you wait till May to when the conference is, then you're gonna be paying a lot more money than you would if you just bought them today. So think about getting them. You use our link, and then we'll see you there. It's gonna be a great time. And if you guys need merch, we have some of the best merch in all of crypto, not just ordinals. But click our store tab right there. They'll take you to our Shopify. All done through a third party. We use Printful, and they will. We have some of the best logos, and check it all out. Hats, hoodies, and so much more. If you guys would like your own logo, just kind of reach out to us. We can add whatever you guys want and put that in our store for you guys, and your team can come out and get it. So definitely look out for ordinalrevolution.com. And guys, we are live Monday to Friday, 11 a.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Central, 8 a.m. Pacific, and 4 p.m. UTC. Check us out all week, guys. Until tomorrow.
Peace.
Ordinal Revolution. Let's go.